So we've got to get back to this Anthony Fauci story. Yesterday, in 24 hours, this has completely exploded. Yesterday, I told you that increasingly Donald Trump is listening to people other than doctors, I guess we would say. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the chief infectious disease doctor of the United States, who's been working with presidents for 40 years in the United States, worked on the AIDS epidemic, et cetera, et cetera. Dr. Fauci revealed that he had not even spoken to Donald Trump for what now would be about 5 weeks, and that he has not briefed Donald Trump on coronavirus in a serious manner for 2 months. I also told you yesterday that the White House has put out a list of things that Fauci got wrong in order, I guess, to discredit him. So clearly it was going bad. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has retweeted Chuck Woolery. And this is continuing to escalate. I'll get to the Woolery thing momentarily, but in just the 24 additional hours since yesterday's show, there now seems to be a war. This is crazy. Not between the White House and the virus. That's the war. If you want to apply war language here, it should be us versus the virus. There seems to be a war between the White House and the government's own top infectious disease doctor, Anthony Fauci. Fauci just seems to be doing medical stuff, and the world is, again, crying and laughing because the White House is going after not the virus, they're going after Fauci. Dr. Fauci, good for him, is no longer mincing words. He said very clearly, the reason cases are exploding is because we never completely shut down and we're doing the wrong things. States that really came down were fully shut down and stayed closed longer. Others opened too early. Here's the full quote from Dr. Fauci. We did not shut down entirely, and that's the reason why we went up. We started to come down, and then we plateaued at a level that was really quite high, about 20,000 infections a day. Then as we started to reopen, we're seeing the surges that we're seeing today as we speak. We made a set of guidelines a few months ago. Unfortunately, it did not work very well for us. We can get a handle on that. I am really confident we can if we step back. Understand that to avoid having to fully shut down again, which it looks like some states are starting to do, you have to pull back for a while. You have to really limit things. What is going to turn around the case explosion in Arizona, Texas, California, and Florida if you don't shut down? California has extended a shutdown to 30 counties now, including LA County. In 6 weeks, hopefully, we will see the positive effect of that. It takes a while. These other states are barely doing a thing. What will turn it around? The heat hasn't turned it around. Whatever else they said was going to turn it around has not. Meanwhile, instead of working with Dr. Fauci, the White House is now fully on the offensive against Dr. Fauci, the guy who worked 40 years under Republican and Democratic presidents whose ideology is health. He is the target of Trump's attack. He is the target of the White House's opposition research. The White House released a document to media outlets meant to make Dr. Fauci look untrustworthy with a list of things Fauci got wrong. Notice Trump got wrong in April. In March, actually, we have 15 cases, which will soon be 0. Fauci is reportedly referred to by some at the White House as Dr. Doom and Gloom. Apparently, Fauci is not pleasant enough about 140,000 people dying. Fauci isn't upbeat about 60 to 70,000 new cases a day. Another report alleges that Donald Trump is reportedly rattled by the fact that the country continues to trust Dr. Fauci more than they trust Trump on coronavirus. We talk about ignorance in this country a lot. The country doesn't seem so ignorant that they would trust the reality show host president over Dr. Fauci on matters of infectious disease. And part of this is we know Trump doesn't like anybody else getting positive attention. But it gets even crazier because Donald Trump's director of social media, Dan Scavino, posted a pejorative cartoon about Dr. Fauci that refers to him as Dr. Faucet who wants to turn off the faucet on everything, so to speak. So they're essentially attacking Dr. Fauci, I guess because he's being too cautious. Essentially, the White House seems to be attacking Dr. Fauci for not being more fun about 140,000 U.S. deaths, a number that in all likelihood in the next few days is going to start accelerating more quickly as we saw it do during the weekdays last week. The White House has gone to war, not with the virus, but with the doctor fighting the virus. So what I think we have to do is we have to step back here, recognize that this is part of the anti-intellectualism in this country, where you can only trick the population into continuing to just live a completely normal life as if nothing is going on when you have a lot of uneducated and uninformed and ignorant people. And while on the one hand, it's good that Dr. Fauci is still more trusted than Trump, because the virus spreads virally, even if only 15, 20, 25, 30% of the country thinks it's fine to just do whatever the hell you want, that's enough to perpetuate one of the worst trajectories when it comes to cases in the world. Now, secondly, the idea that we've just had too much shutdown, we can't tolerate it anymore. Recall that many states never shut down fully because there was no national shutdown. Trump insists, oh, I shut it down and now I'm opening it back up. Trump never shut it down. It was states that decided what they had to do, and many of them barely shut down. We might now actually need a national shutdown if things don't turn around. We're going to talk also later today about Trump's failings in terms of polling in Texas. But once again, this could have been a political windfall for Donald Trump. He just had to say, listen, we're in it together. Listen to the doctors. It's going to be tough, but this is what we have to do. I trust the doctors. Let's do what they say. We'd be better off. Fewer people would have died. Donald Trump would be cruising to re-election right now. Very different scenario 5 months into coronavirus that we actually see. And now Donald Trump has been relegated to retweeting conspiracy theories from game show hosts. Let's talk about that next. Let me tell you real quick about one of our sponsors, Cuts Clothing. They offer super quality men's t-shirts, and they're giving you 15% off when you go to davidpakman.com/cuts. That's CUTS. Because solid color t-shirts are a really important staple in pretty much every guy's wardrobe. I think it's really important not to overlook the value of having t-shirts you love wearing. T-shirts from Cuts Clothing have been a game changer for me. And as a company, all they deal with are men's solid color t-shirts. So they actually put a ton of thought into the comfort, the style, the durability of the t-shirts they make. They fit perfectly. They're not scratchy. They don't shrink. They don't fade. They don't stretch out over time like so many other t-shirts. They're really the most comfortable t-shirts I've owned, and they look great. This right here that I'm wearing on YouTube is the split hem crew neck t-shirt. Very soft, fits me perfectly. It's the ideal length. Go take a look at what they offer, and once you have it, you are really going to see and feel the difference. Their slogan is, it's the only shirt worth wearing. You will see why, and you'll get 15% off when you do it by going to davidpakman.com/cuts. That's davidpakman.com/CUTS.